reporting. A lot of you, many of you have written a bug report before, and they told you that you don't write a good bug report. You know yourself. All right, Adia is a software QA engineer based in Accra, Ghana. She has over 5 years of experience in software testing. Her journey in the tech industry has a combination of social skills, technical expertise, and commitment. Adia works in the development sector as a member of a dedicated team whose mission is to provide digital solutions that enhance and improve the lives of individuals residing in the less connected areas. She's also currently exploring IT law with a focus on testing and quality engineering. She aims to find an opportunity in how technology and law can work together to produce better software. She serves as the convener of the Ministry of Testing, Accra, Ghana, where she fosters learning and growth among her peers in the software testing domain. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to receive the Ministry of Testing, Accra, Ghana? Are you ready? Okay, Adia, we can't see you and we can't hear you yet. Yeah,
Hello.
we can see your face and we can
Okay.
hear you loud and clear. So
Yeah.
please, over to you. Take us away. Take the floor.
Okay. So, hello everyone. I'll just share my screen and just start. I believe I have just 30 minutes, right?
Yes,
Okay.
by
Thank you.
2:40 you'll be done. Yeah.
All right. Just share my screen. Um. All right.
Okay.
Mm,
Yeah, you can display
mm,
your slideshow.
sure.
They say they can't hear you. Maybe you need to be more audible.
Hello. Is it better? Can you
Loud.
hear
Me, I can
me?
hear you. Can you hear her? Oh, Chisom said this session is very important to me. I have an interview assessment that requires me to prepare one. Very good. Can you all hear her?
Can you hear me, everyone?
I can hear
Hello.
you loud and clear. I'm waiting. I'm
Okay.
waiting.
Okay,
Yes,
they can hear
yes,
me. That's
yes,
great.
yes.
So I'll just go straight. We just want to know about the art of bag reporting. And like Ibronke said, I'm based in Accra, Ghana. I've worked with Get Innotized. I currently work with Viamo and then leading the community at Ministry of Testing Accra. I just want to go fast from here because of time. What you see over here, I really love people. I just like to be around people, interact with people because I find them interesting. I love church. I love church people as well. And then some of my favorite food or snack you can talk is fried yam and very fresh bread. Yeah, I really enjoy those two a lot. So that's just something little about me over here. Today on our plates, we are going to talk about bag reporting and why it matters and examples of bags in our report, effective techniques to use. But I'm not going to go into the in-depth process of reporting a bag. I believe for that part, we have a lot of examples online. I just want to delve into a certain attitude we should carry when reporting bags, and then we look at the human element in that. So I would want to know before I even start, how many of us have reported bags before that weren't fixed? I have. Um, I think the ticket even got lost somewhere, and looking for it became a problem for me. Yeah. How many of us you reported a bug you think was so important, but everyone else thinks we don't really need this right now? Yeah. So that's what I want to share with us. Identifying the bugs in your own bug report, and then you what you can do about it. So we know that a bug is a communication or a formal document that we use to provide details about an issue we found on a software, right? Either during testing or during use, because some companies also provide options for users to provide some sort of a bug report. But then in our contest as testers, we have a way we do it, and it's different for everyone. You just need to know what works for you and your team, and then you choose a tool or a medium for that. So, first of all, it's a way to inform your team members about a product risk and a bug in the software. It improves dev efficiency because you don't want the dev to look at your bug report and they are just clueless. Like they just have to do everything themselves again or test everything again before they'll be able to figure out what exactly is wrong. And then sometimes, if you work, from my experience, if you use Jira for your ticket tracking and task tracking and backtracking, you'd realize that it's good for the team to actually prioritize tickets that needs to go into the next sprint. And so reporting your bag carefully and writing good, giving a good background and details about it really helps you to do that. A moment, I forgot to start. Yeah. So, and then also, it's a proof that she found a bag. Now, what we sometimes want to do is that the fact that you've reported a bag doesn't mean that it will be fixed, and that you've reported it and you've informed the team, but then it hasn't been fixed and it's there. It's been there for weeks, for months, for years, and it's there. I think that it's just a proof, just in case any issue comes up and you need to explain, or you just remember. There was one recently where I work, and there was this bug that keeps coming up. I just logged it and I forgot about it because the first time the team looked at it, they really didn't see where it was coming from. I also didn't know what that was the cause. It was an error log that kept coming. I really didn't know what was the cause, but I just knew that this thing is an issue and we didn't know. So we put it somewhere. I also forgot about it. It was with a number of tickets. And then later, maybe about a year now, I reported it in July, a year now, and then we are finding the cause, why these things are happening. And it's already caused the harm that it's caused. And it took me 2 days to say that, oh no, I reported a bug like that. And I just had to come back. And it was just because I just didn't know what was the cause. I didn't know what was causing that. And I would also want to find out, how have you found bug reporting helpful? Um, if you have it, I'm viewing the chat here so I can see what you're writing. How has it helped you? If you're here and you're not a tester and maybe you're part of a software development team, how has a bug report helped you? And how have you found it helpful? I would wait for your input while I move on. Yeah. Thank you for welcoming me. Yeah, so now you have this issue on your mind. What are the issues you report not being fixed? And then someone else reports the same issue and then they get fixed. And you just don't know why. Is it like they don't like me, or they don't like testers? Or there's just something wrong with you? No, there's not something wrong with you. Probably it's not carrying, it's just not carrying a certain, how do I even put it, message, or it's just not communicating well. And that is one thing that I just want us to bring our attention to um, today, right? So, and just for the caveat, it may be that your bag probably is not a priority now for the team, and maybe they would like to consider it later, but not now. But then we are focusing on why the same bag, two people report that and then it's not being fixed, right? So there may be bugs in your software. Now I want us to look at these examples. Let me know if you can see the screen clearly. Um, I'm not able
Yes, we
to.
can.
Okay, these are tickets are intentionally created just to demonstrate. So this is a bug report or a ticket in Jira, right? And let's say it's a shop that sells phones and the price of the iPhone is not displaying correctly. And this is what one tester put there. And he says that price is not displaying well. The price of the phone does not display well. Price is rather $500. He has communicated. This is a bug report. We can't cancel it out that it's a bug report. But he has communicated. And I call this person the UI whisperer because he has just written all that he sees on the screen, and that is it. Right. So I just want us to just take a moment, look at this, and see if it was you, what would you do to improve it? If you were a developer, what more would you ask for? Right. What more would you ask for looking at the UI Express report? Price is not displaying well. What price? We sell a lot of phones. I mean, what price are you talking about? And then let's look at the error explorer, the next one. And um he's saying that there's error on the website. I mean, if you have a website like Jumia's website and you say there's error on the website, I'm sure Jumia has maybe over 100 web pages because of the number of items they sell. So if you say there's error on the website, it's too vague, right? So we are saying that the site is broken. There is an error there anytime I open the website. Kindly check and fix. Thank you. This is also a bug report. It has a title, it has a description, but then yes, someone is saying that it's not well detailed. What price? Give the steps on how you encountered it exactly. So, and this is something I designed on bug reports, and these are real cases. And sometimes, even as testers who have worked for a while, we forget to provide certain relevant details because either we are in a hurry or we just leave things out. And then this is the boss. I am calling this tester Yes Ma because the title is Fix ASAP, fix as soon as possible. Exactly. And yes, it was what exact error detail, a screenshot of what he's saying, and then it's not well detailed. Thank you. It had a low level priority. Thank you for responding. Please keep your comments coming because we are doing this together and we all have different experiences. Yeah. So the description for this one is I'm with a client to test the app and I realize he cannot log in. We really need to make this work. The client cannot log in and I cannot log in to fix as soon as possible. This is a bug report. It is a report, but it is not enough, right? So these are some of the bugs that I thought about and I have seen that I think that we should look at, and as testers, we evaluate how we report bugs. Okay, so you should give the link to the site he's talking about. Thank you. So, what could be lacking? These are some of the things that I listed out. There could be more inadequate product knowledge. Probably you don't really know how the product works. You haven't taken time to go through adequate enough for you to go through the product because learning the product and knowing how it works is vital for testing. And then you're not investigating enough. That can be another bug, or raising false alarm. You realize that, oh, you logged in with something wrong username and password and you are saying you cannot log in, and the whole team is, hey, he cannot log in, what's happening, and then later I realize that it's just a false alarm. Or you provide scanty information like the first one we experienced by the UI whisperer, and then unacceptable language or communication, like fix as soon as possible. I feel that's so bossy. Well, I don't know about you, but if I'm a developer and I see fix as soon as possible, I don't know, but it feels bossy to me. And then you're reporting multiple problems in one bug report. So that's what could be lacking. So now let's start. What can we do? What can we do to make our bug reports better? And if you are a new tester and you haven't really maybe you haven't even created a bug report yet, you're just saying these are some of the things you can take note of when you are reporting a bug, and so that you can contribute effectively. Okay, and all these may not apply to everyone. Now we have um the first one being having some product knowledge, and this is so important for us. There's no way you can test login without knowing how login works, or signing up a page, or even you know how LinkedIn works, and then how things like how do I even put it, commenting, reposting, sharing should work. So you have a certain product knowledge about it, and it should be the same for even more for the product that you are working with. And you should have some product knowledge. And then is there something you are not doing right? I think I how many of you have experienced that you report something and then you realize that you just left something out. It was your fault. You didn't do something right. Right. Yeah, you have to we need to, maybe that's case that you are just not doing something right. And it's happened to me a number of times. I may have left something out and then I'm like, hey, this thing is not working. Then later I reported, then a colleague reached out to me, hey Adia, did you put in this and that entry before testing or before trying it? And I'm like, oh, I left that out. So I just go and delete the ticket or just mark it as won't do. So observe and note other behaviors and all these things that I'm talking about. You really need to write them down as you are test, either type it or note what you are doing down, note your scenarios down, anyhow you're going to do that. And then find out if there is a workaround. Maybe you cannot log in with an email address, but then you can now log in with your phone number. Just provide that detail, investigate that. Yes, I can log in, I cannot log in with the email, but the phone number can work, right? Yeah, someone is saying summary, description, steps to reproduce. Exactly, those are the main details to produce in a bug report. And Chizom is saying that it's not specific and detailed. That's talking about the previous bugs that we're talking about. Yeah, so we have another one. Do you know the cause and can you fix it? So there have been situations where if you have access to the back end or you have access to some of the files of the system, the website, you may be privy or you may have given access to it just like the developers have, then probably it's something you can fix. If it's a text, that maybe just look at my title here, look before you leap. Maybe I just leave out look, I left out the before and you saw it in the software. You can just go in there and just put it up there before, and then you can just fix it if you have if you can do that and if you are allowed to do that. Why not? You know what the cause is and you can fix it. But sometimes you just don't know the cause, but then sorry, you know the cause but you cannot fix it. You can provide that detail and you want to find out if it exists on production. This is for those who have test environments and you test before pushing to production. Ibronke talked about her very first talk about having a staging environment or a test environment, which is very, very important. So you want to find out this thing, does it is it on production as well? So you test on production and see if this thing is happening there. It's okay if it's happening there, then of course it's just natural that it's happening on the test environment as well. So you can log that out, try on other environments. You want to know if it has a history, any more details you can provide about it. Are there other tickets that are related to it? And get the teams. You can hear me. Yeah, okay. And he says get a team's perspective. Sometimes you report a bug and like I said, it's probably because you just didn't do something right, or you just want to find out what another person, another tester thinks about it. Like, okay, I found this issue, can you try it? So most of the time, with my teammates, when I find an issue, I just ask them, can you try this feature on this test environment and see how it works for you? And sometimes it works for them perfectly. You ask another person, it works perfectly. So it's just something on your side. So maybe you just have to clear your cache or do something before that happens. And then you want to know the conditions under which it occurs, right? And then, yes, you just want to make notes. Let me see where I am now. Thank you. I need to move fast. So when you are reporting, you want to identify who your client is. And when I say your client, it can be the dev, the PM, the whole team, the product support team. Identify them, and you should know the means of communication that suits them, that they would want to ask the dev. If it's a very small team and you just started, probably you haven't started using big tools like Jira and all that. But those tools also give access, I mean, free access to very small teams that you can use. But just ask them, how would you want your bag reported? How should we do this? Is it email? Is it Slack? Is it normal messaging? Just ask them and know what works for them and then use that. So I've listed a number of them here. And sometimes it can be just word of mouth, even though that's not an official bag reporting thing. But if you are okay with your colleagues and like, hey, Charlie, I found this bag here and I think you should check it out. Maybe something small that does not really need um detailed, how do I even put it, documentation over lunch or something. Just mention it and remind them via messaging. And then you want to be professional and respectful. You want to give the necessary details. And I think Taiwo or Lori mentioned that the title, the description, this is what I wasn't going to cover because I felt that most of us know this and we can find this easily to fill them out. But it's the attitude and the details, how we provide them, that I just want to communicate in this session. And then you want to inform them again after reporting. So if you used something like a ticket, yes, you've reported it. And if you didn't assign it to them or even tag them, it's just nice to slide into their Slack or their messaging or wherever, Skype, whatever messaging channel you use. Just say that, hey, I reported this bag. Check it out when you have time, you know. And then if you realize, or if you realize that it was your mistake, please, as soon as possible, just don't waste the developer's time. Please go back and take that, humble yourself, and then just retract that, oh, you left something out and that it's actually working, so that you just don't waste anybody's time at all. Right. Please, how is it so far? Hope it's fine for you so far. Are you okay about when reporting the various points that we have raised? Hope it's okay for you. All right.
Yes, it is. It's correct.
Thank you. So I put down some good examples and I did a screenshot because I wasn't sure if sharing my screen actually on how do I even put it, Jira would work. But let me just go through the escape and then go to Jira. So we are going to look at some good examples and we'll look at a web app and then we'll look at an API. So this one, let me just paste that here. Okay, so this method is quite different from title, description, and all that. And this is a strategy that I would want you can pick it up. It's quite easy for people who are not really into the direct process. Where you talk about what did you do, what I did, what I expected, what actually happened, right? And so because of time, I won't go through the steps, but incorrect price for iPhone 14, just like the other first bag we saw where he said price is not displaying well, and it's actually the amount that was displaying. You provide the conditions under which it happened, a screenshot of it. This is something I just manufactured, not real. And then if there is an error log, if you have access, like I said, to the terminal or to the backend, and you can produce logs, you can watch the logs, monitor the logs, and please do that, because sometimes you can actually do everything right on the web app and it's actually giving up errors somewhere at the back end. So it's not always that things are looking okay on the UI, you can do whatever you want to do, but errors may be happening. So if there's some error logs, please log them as well. You can even look at if it's a web app, you can just check up the console. This is just a simple thing. Check out the console and see what's happening. These things are just, but then sometimes you may find errors that are listed as you interact with the system. Let's say if I should, sorry, I just wanted to, if I should redo this, refresh the page, you see, I'm getting some post error and all that here. Check these things out, show them to your dev and see if it means something to them, right? And then you'd want to check the network as well. This is a whole thing on its own, but it's just you can explore. Okay, the web, just check the network as you send out or as you move from. I'm just refreshing again. Oh, Okay, as you are doing this, you realize that you'd see whatever is happening, how it's moving. You can check the status and see whatever you're having 200 mostly, which means things are moving fine and all that. This is a whole thing on its own, so I'll just leave it. But please go through, give these details to the dev. You can copy for the main. I'm finding difficult to find the main call, but then if you get the main call, you can just copy them as a curl or something and then send it to the dev that, hey, this is what I found, this is the kill command and all that for them. Okay, so this just for a web, and then an example for API. So for sometimes for the API, I use some of the standard version that we have. For the API, sometimes it's just nice to put there what's like which part it is, so that they know which one you're talking about. So let's say if you're testing both the web UI and then API as well, it's just nice. Okay, for this one, I'm talking about the API, or maybe if it's a particular feature, you can put it there so that immediately they look at it, they just know what's happening. And then say that, okay, inaccurate iPhone data response for price and quantity sold. So they look at it, they know, they have an idea of what they should expect, the steps to reproduce expected behavior observed, then the API request you did. These are all dummy stuff. And then the environment, you can provide the curl command over here. And then you have the environment that it happened. So was it a staging environment? If you have more than one staging environment you use in your company, you can specify which one it's happening, which one you were testing on. Okay, and then just add that. I mean, whatever relevant data you can get, just write that, the conditions. You realize that, oh, when I test on Chrome, everything looks fine, but then when it comes here, it's not. Just write all that. I'm not saying you should just talk plenty, but if you think it's going to help them, just do that. Okay. I think let me go back to the slide because of time. Let me go back. I just want to know if I've, yep, I think I've, okay, where's my slide? Where's my slide? Okay, it's here. Yeah, so we've gone through the all these examples already. And now let's come to the human element. And ladies and gentlemen, we work with human beings, and sometimes our work is not just being technical. It's not enough knowing the tools and all that, and you know all the jargons in software testing, and you are up there in your head and all that. But just coming down that, hey, these are human beings, they have their lives, they go through a lot, and the way I communicate is so important. And even if the bag is not that important, because of the way I have said it, they will just take a look at it and then give me some feedback. And that is what you want to do. You want to make your working with you easy. You don't want to make people frustrated. Immediately they see your message, they are just, their heart is beating, and they just know you're just come to mess up their day. Let's put in that human element. So we want to stop the blame. For this particular one, you want to stop the blame. Let's stop the blame. You are not the only one in the quality ship. The fact that you have QA quality in your title doesn't mean the quality belongs to you. Before you came in, the PM or even the marketing manager or the salesperson had gone for the project. They talked about it, how it should be before it got to the PM, and you guys did the designing and all that. So you are not the only one who wants things to work to make money. People have stakes in this. So let's stop the blame. Let's avoid personal attacks. So this is an example. Let's say Caleb is on your team, he's a dev, and you go like, Caleb broke the feature. He worked on it yesterday. I would inform him to fix it. You put this in your bug report or the comment. How would you feel if you were the one who did that? I mean, you are Caleb. It's just not nice. You don't know if Caleb actually broke it, right? So a better one would be, Caleb may be familiar with this issue. He worked on it recently. Let me reach out to him. It's just nice, right? Another one is you have to put down the pride and lift up respect and politeness in your bug reporting. Anytime you're reporting a bug, whether in by word or in a document, just be nice. Says this new feature is baggage, is garbage and almost a disaster. It's full of bugs. Testers shouldn't be seeing these kind of bugs. Fix them as soon as possible. Testers shouldn't be seeing this kind of bugs. I mean, what is your job as a tester? you should be seeing bugs at least, right? Or you should be preventing them. So a better way can be that we have reported some bugs on the new feature that may be severe. You said that we would be available for further engagement and then retesting when they are fixed. Okay, this is more respectful. Saying that is full of garbage, developers spend their time thinking and they've done something and you call it garbage is very insulting, I think. And we just need to be nice over here. The next one is I think um okay. I put in the same title here. It was a mistake. But then you want to show empathy. Okay, so like I said, developers need time to debug, find out what the problem is. There are times where I report an issue, I get on a call with the dev, and we've done everything else, and he goes like, "So what's happening?" And for me, it is not my job to fix it. I'm to provide you with all the information that it is, but it is his job to fix it. And so he's just wondering what's happening. He's tried everything else. So they think a lot. They're trying to implement solution at the same time. They have deadlines because business is on them to deliver. So show some empathy. So saying that the issue I reported has not been fixed, the client is waiting, it's not that hard to fix. Why hasn't it been fixed? It's not very good to go by. You just okay. Getting to know my time is up. Sorry. So you just want to be how do I even put it? You want to show some empathy to let them prioritize the work. And then after reporting, you just want to be available for conversation about the bag. You want to track the bag. Bag tracking is a whole topic and all that. You want to update the bag status when you are done and then document anything that you think the rest of the team will need to do in the future. I'm sorry, Bironke. I actually tracked the wrong time. I had an extra minute. Sorry. Um, so the tools that and other important areas you can look at. I'll advise that if you're using any bug reporting tool, just like Jira, it helps you to actually put in the necessary details like the environment, attachments, and all that. If you are using Excel, you may have to put them in manually. But then with these tools, they have the fields there already, so they can remind you of what to provide. So X-Ray is a very good tool for test management, and Jira Test will also integrate with it, and use a tool that integrates easily with your workflow. And then you have backtracking and triaging also as major topics when it comes to bug reporting that you'd want to go through. So, in conclusion, let's accept that not every bug we report will be fixed, okay? And excuse me. Not every bug we report will be fixed. Not every bug should be fixed. And then you want to do your part by reporting the issues that you find. If you found it, report it, log it somewhere, and then we'll continue together to deliver better software. So that's all for me in this presentation, and thank you. Over to you, Biranke.
Why are you people have started again? Oh? You people have started again. Oh. Why you not clapping? Thank you so much. Like, I think one of the things that stood out for me at this session is the way she was just eating the meal small, small. And you will not even know that you're consuming a lot of was I the only one that didn't know that I've consumed a lot of food? Just because she was just taking the slice small, 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 small. Thank you so much, Adia. I mean, that was so intense and that was so detailed. I believe that you have not only teach us to be to report bug, more effectively and more details. We have also, taught us how to be a better software tester in the
Yeah.
way we relate with developers, in the way we, show our reports, in our human relationship, basically. Thank you so much for that. And that was so much. Somebody says she's too much, so not too much knowledge. Shay, thank you so much. It
Thank
was such an
you. You're
and it was a
welcome.
very, very interactive session as well. Thank you so much. We are so glad to have you on board.
And sorry, Bianca, I didn't plan to do that. I think I should have done that early. And for to all of us here, I just want us to appreciate Ibironke for all that she's doing. I think she's doing amazing for the team in Africa. I remember reaching out to her some years ago, about 5 years now, or 4 years, or two, I don't know. But she's doing amazing for the team, and we are really watching you. We are cheering you on, and
Thank
please
you.
keep on, do more, motivate us.
Thank
Give
you.
us
Thank you
special.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much, Adia. Oh, me, I collected my phone.